Hey, Wendell here. I just wanted to share an encouraging message with you that God has shared with me today. He reminded me of I was one day sitting with my wife on the couch and we were watching a TV show, and somebody got offended because somebody referred to them as a pawn. And I told my wife, I said, some people don't realize how powerful a pawn can be. If in the right conditions, a pawn can be in a very powerful, incredible piece. I said the pawn thrives off of three things. First of all, the pawn thrives off moving forward. The other thing the pawn thrives off of is the pawn thrives on being free, or better known as a pass pawn. The other thing the pawn thrives off is being promoted. So if we break down these three things, one, the pawn is a forward moving piece, which means it can never go backwards. When you come into Christ, you find out there's only forward movement. You have only one choice, and that is to simply move forward, to forget those things that are behind you, and to keep pressing for those things are which are before you. The other thing is that a pawn thrives on being free, which is called a pass pawn in chess. If you've never seen a pawn, this is what a pawn looks like. It's like considered the most weakest piece on the board. But when a pawn gets free, it becomes dangerous. The enemy fears free people. That means when you become free, the enemy knows that you are a dangerous believer. He knows that you have only one thing on your mind, and that is to only believe, and no one can set you apart from the love of God. No one can tell you any different. You know that you are virtuous. You know that you're a royal priesthood. You know who you are in Christ. And when you know who you are in Christ, you have become free. And whom the Son sets free is free indeed. The other thing that a pawn is most dangerous when it becomes is a promoted pawn. When a pawn promotes, it changes who it is, which means it is shifted into another piece. So which tells me that when God has you at a place in your life and you get to the next destination, God promotes you to something else. That when your enemy sees you, he looks at you and he says, you're not the same person I was fighting 5 years ago, because now you are stronger than you've ever been. So I tell you to get stronger. I tell you to get wiser. I tell you to be encouraged today. This is a message from Wendell. I hope you're encouraged. I hope that you endure. I hope that anything that in your life prospers, that God brings your way. Be blessed today. Share this with somebody that needs to be encouraged. Holla at your boy. Gone.
Talking to anybody who's listening. Either had ears. Talking to anybody who's listening. Talking to anybody who's